Alright, hello. Welcome to Math Under 10. The objective of today's lesson is I'm going to teach you how to add positive and negative integers, also known as positive and negative numbers. It's a pretty tricky subject, so I'm going to go a little bit slow so you guys can grasp the idea. Now, the basic idea behind numbers is you have positive numbers. So if you're looking on the number line, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. On the flip side, you have what I would say is the number's evil twin. You have -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, and -6. Now the purpose behind positive and negative numbers is to show the difference in things. So let's take, for example, a business. A business makes $1,000. So in the column they would have $1,000. If you're looking at a number line. No, they made a profit of $1,000. Now let's talk about their expenditures. Let's say they spent, in terms of paying for wages, production, supplies, they spent $1,001. So would you say that business made money or they lost money? They actually would have lost. Their profits would be -1. To make it a little bit more simpler, let's say I have $10 in my wallet. Now my camera woman here, I owe her $15. So what would be my money? Would I have $10? No, I'd actually have -5. Because I have 10, but I owe her 15, so I'm actually in debt by 5. I'll show that to you and break that down here for a second. Let's take a look at problem number 1, 5 plus 3. Normally, you just add, correct? 5 plus 3, and you're going to get 8. When you throw negative numbers in there, you actually change things around. You no longer add, but you subtract. Looking at this, you have 5 and a -3. So you're actually going to subtract the numbers. So instead of getting 8 like you would normally in problem 1, you're actually going to get 2. Now what's going to tell you, you're looking at what's called a sign. In this case, it's negative or positive. And if it's positive, you don't put anything down. So in this case, since you have 2, 5 plus -3, your answer is going to be 2. Your answer is actually going to be positive because if you look at these two numbers, the 5's the bigger number, so you're going to keep that sign. Another way to look at it is using this little chart right here. You have a chart you're going to split up into two columns. You have a P, and then you have an N. Under P, we're going to put, for positive, we're going to put the 5. Under N, we're going to put the -3. Because they're both different signs, you're going to subtract. Which one's your bigger number? The 5 or the 3? If you said 5, correct. So you're going to bring the 3 over. Because they're negative, because there's opposite signs, you have to subtract, and you get 2. Because under the positive column, your answer is going to be a positive 2. Alright. Let's go over to problem 3. Now we're going to flip it around. -5 plus 3. Again, because they're different signs, you have a negative and a positive, what are you going to do? Are you going to add or are you going to subtract? If you said subtract, correct. So you're going to get 2. Now, take a look at these two numbers. Which looks to appear the bigger number? The 5 or the 3? The 5 appears to be the bigger number, so you're going to keep that sign and it's going to be a -2. Again, if we're going to use our chart, you got a -5 and a 3. Here's your problem, -5 plus 3. So the -5 is going to go into the negative column. The 3 is going to go into the positive column. Because they're different signs, again, you're going to subtract. So the -5 appears to be the bigger number. You're going to move the 3 over here. Subtract it. 5 minus 3. You're going to get 2, and because under the negative column, your sign is going to be negative. Now, I'm going to switch it up just a little bit. Now I'm going to add two negative numbers. This problem works the same as this. Because these two numbers are the same sign, you add them and you get 8. Because these two numbers are the same sign, you're going to add them. You're not going to subtract them. Because the -5 and the -5 both carry the same sign. So your answer is going to be -10. We could also use our handy dandy chart over here. Can't believe I said the word dandy. We're going to use the same chart to solve this problem. We got -5 plus -5. Because they're both the same sign, they're both going to go underneath the negative column. Because they're both underneath the negative column, you add them instead of subtracting, and you keep, since they're under the negative column, you're going to add a negative to your answer. Finally, we have the last problem. Number 5, -10 plus 5. Again, they're two different signs, so you're going to subtract instead of add. -10 minus 5, you're going to get 5. Now, which number appears to be the bigger number? Now, out of that number that you think, what's your sign going to be for your answer? If you said negative, you'd be correct, because -10 appears to be the bigger number, so we're going to take that sign, drop it down, and you're going to get -5. Again, if we were to use our chart here, we got -10 plus 5. Which number is going to go underneath the negative column? And which number is going to go underneath the positive column? If you said -10 goes underneath the negative column and +5 goes underneath the positive column, you're correct. So, now, which number am I going to move over? Because they're both different signs, so I got to move one number over. I would move over the 5. Now, since I had to move it over, do I add or subtract? If you said subtract, that's correct. So my answer would be 5. Now, because it's underneath the negative column, what's going to be the sign of my number? If you said negative, you'd be right. Now, underneath the description of the video are some worksheets with the answers that you can work on your own. If you have any questions or you need any further assistance, leave me a message and I'll be happy to get back to you. Thank you.